Well, whatever. Please shut the door. Whatever. We are live now. It's Third Thoughts. I am Clay. It's 2:04 p.m. on a Wednesday. And yeah, I'm with the Chief. Sorta.
Don't make me take my shirt off.
I'm with him, but I don't know if he's with me. That's the thing.
I am with you. I am sorry. I have ruined everybody's day by being 4 minutes late.
You're looking at foreign cars.
Listen, if you're upset about that, let me know in the chat. Chief won't see your comments. I won't even let him.
I don't even know how to look.
But we're back here again on Wednesday like we did last week because it went pretty well.
Look at these sweat stains underneath my fat rolls.
Why are you sweating like that?
Because I've been outside.
Doing what? Tell everybody what you were doing.
Looking for a car.
A car.
A truck.
A truck.
A truck.
Well, did you find one?
I found lots of trucks.
I mean, did you find one you potentially would buy, though?
Yeah. Yeah. I'd like to have a different color.
What color?
Anything but white.
Yeah,
Ooh, yeah, you don't want
truck.
I kind of like a government vehicle.
Was it green right now, though?
So
Pretty much everything is yellow at this point.
what I want is magma red.
There you go, Georgia colors.
No, magma.
What is magma red?
Almost garnet.
So it's like dark.
It's a Florida State truck.
Is it what kind of truck is this?
It is a Ford F-150. I looked at a Raptor. It's about $40,000 out of my price range.
Yeah, I don't think is it even worth it? I don't think it's worth it.
They look cool.
I mean, I'm sure they do. I saw a meme earlier. Somebody said that Thanos from the new Avengers looks like he would drive an F-150. So I don't know what that means.
Well, there
but
you go.
That's what I saw.
Snap. There you go.
It must be the square jaw.
Maybe it is.
Yeah. So
Maybe it's just the power, the strength.
they also said his chin looks like the back of a Yeezy tennis shoe. So But anyway, welcome to the podcast. We're glad you're here with us. If you are, let us know if you're listening live. If not, you're listening later. Make sure you give us a review of some kind, Apple Podcast or Google Play. Really helps us out. And we're back here. We got Randy with us again. Welcome, Randy.
What's up, guys?
Wednesday is when we have a lot of people out. We actually have a live studio audience today, too. This is the first time.
Universal Studios Japan.
Are you jumping right in?
Right in, baby.
Oh, I thought that was the segue.
No, I said we have a live studio audience. We have some fellas in the background behind you.
That is, okay, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That is not what I heard whatsoever. I'm sorry.
What were you hearing?
I thought you said, let's get right into it.
Nope.
And then I started getting right into it, and you said, so you're getting right into it. And at that point, I knew that's not what you said.
That's when you realized. Yeah, you're going to need to shape up. You're going to be on real radio tomorrow.
Well, that's right.
But it's not this format.
That's true.
91.5.
That's true.
Victory. Is that right? Is that
Drive
right?
time.
Drive time. 8 to 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Who's driving then, though? I don't drive then.
You drive between 8 and 9.
No.
Most days I drive, yeah.
If you get here at 9, you don't, you're in the car.
Today I didn't.
No, today you did not.
But,
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
It's okay. You didn't rush back either.
Universal Studios Japan.
You know what, Chief? Just jump right into it.
Roller coaster stalls,
Yeah.
leaving riders dangling 100 feet in the air for hours.
Were they upside down?
No.
Oh, I see. I thought that was upside down. That would have made the
Oh,
story.
wait.
I think they were upside down.
I can't.
Is that Kim Jong-un? Is it?
I
In the
can't.
picture?
Are they upside down?
I think they were.
Hold on, let me read it.
Yeah, read it. Yeah.
Dangling face down,
Face
not upside
down.
down, face down.
Negative.
So if you are my question is this:
Yeah,
if you are a true roller coaster fan,
which I am.
is that a horror story or is that free bonus exhilaration?
I mean, if you're just hanging there, they're just hanging like
Yeah.
belly down, like
Yeah.
skydiving.
Yeah.
That's not so bad. If you were upside down and all the blood was going to your head, that would be... You'd probably pass out, and that would be terrible.
I'd go to sleep.
Yeah.
Laying in that position, I wouldn't even know how long we were up there.
You mean like facing down?
Yeah.
You would just be out.
Yeah. They'd
sure
wake me up and they'd say, "We got one dead!" No, never mind. He's snoring.
Be some massive sweat stains.
Yeah, yes, it would.
Where the straps come down.
You have like cut marks.
My God. That's terrifying. So, did they get him down?
I don't know.
You didn't
No,
finish
they're
that
still-
article?
Still dangling 24 hours later.
But that was yesterday. Is that what you said?
They were only there for 2 hours.
Oh.
Only 2 hours.
That's
that's
not
a
even
long-
a full nap.
That's a long time, though, to be
Yeah.
hanging there.
What
Yeah.
would you do without Monster for 2 entire hours?
Yeah, how would you fare without some carbonated beverage?
I would dehydrate in 2 hours.
Because you didn't have any sodas or Monsters.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez. Yeah, somebody, who was it the other day?
They'd be like, "We're trying to get you down," and I would say, "Just bring me a soda."
Who was it the other day? Oh, no, it was Shane. The other day, Shane was talking, he didn't know that you had taken in over 1,000 milligrams of caffeine a day. He was
Yeah.
really surprised by that.
Yeah, he was shocked.
But,
Yeah.
all that revealed to me is that he didn't listen to that episode where we broke down every bit of caffeine that you taken in.
That means he does not listen to this podcast.
Right. He's not a true fan.
1,000 milligrams of caffeine.
Listen, I want to give you some good news. Can I give you some good news?
Well, that's not. Nobody died. Wasn't bad news.
No. But let me give you some good news. This affects
Okay.
all of us in this room
Okay.
immediately. After a 2-week hiatus, the Movie Pass Unlimited subscription, the one that lets you see a movie every day in theaters for $10 a month, is back.
Sweet.
So, Movie Pass had kind of a blip, I guess, where they were making some people take steak. You want to take that?
Answered.
Hey, I don't know. Yeah, so they were taking some people's accounts and making them where they had to take pictures of their movie stubs and turn it in to prove that
Yes.
they were actually going to the movie. And then also they were limiting some people to 4 movies a month or something.
Yeah.
They were talking about increasing the subscription price and that kind of stuff. But I guess they discovered that was a bad idea.
Yeah, they figured the black hole was deep enough. They might as well just keep going down it.
Yeah, I mean
So they're back to normal.
back to normal. This
to hemorrhaging millions of
Movie
dollars
Pass
a day.
CEO Mitch Lowe says the company is absolutely committed to keeping that plan around.
Okay. Do I have to?
What is going on?
I don't know. I tore the phone up.
Okay, fixed it.
I tore the. No, that's not what I meant to say. So I don't have to take a picture of my ticket.
I never had to do that. Randy, you had
No,
to do that?
I never had
No,
to
I
do
didn't
that.
go in the interim. I mean, there's nothing else to see. I
No,
saw
I didn't.
Avengers.
Yeah, I didn't have that either. But this morning or yesterday afternoon, my wife got an email that said she had to start doing that.
Yeah, I think a lot of us got that last week. I haven't been to a movie since then, so I'm not sure.
Well,
if,
I went to Avengers on Sunday, and it didn't ask for a picture.
did you get the email? It was just a special beta test, supposedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the email. And
I didn't get an email.
no.
So it must have been Select Markets or something.
But I'm just going to be honest with you. I already have to have my phone with me to see the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really going to hurt to keep my phone out another 30 seconds to take the picture.
No, I didn't find it terribly inconvenient
No, I don't
either,
care.
if that's the case.
The only time it would be inconvenient is, say, maybe I'm standing at the urinal and the
Yeah.
guy gets his phone out and starts taking a picture of his movie ticket in the bathroom.
then you're disturbed.
And I'm like, whoa, now.
Isn't this the second week in a row you've referenced a urinal?
Oh, so here's the deal. As
Probably
of
fourth or fifth week.
As of today, you can get back on that unlimited plan. But you can also go with the variation on the plan that the company temporarily replaced it with,
iHeartRadio.
which is 3 movies a month plus 3 free months of iHeartRadio All Access for $8. Now, Third Thoughts is on iHeartRadio, so not throwing any shade here. If you're listening on iHeartRadio, leave us a comment, let us know. Because people do listen there somehow, including somebody in France. So shout out to you if
Viva
you
la
are in
France.
France.
It's That's all I remember from high school French.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad MoviePass is going back to this because I was worried that I was going to have to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And I really do enjoy it. I'll be honest. But it's even if it goes to 4 movies a month for
Still worth
$10,
it.
that's
Totally
worth it.
But okay, so you can see the same movie over and over again?
No, I think they kept that rule. That was always in the terms and conditions. It was never emphasized before.
So you can't see a repeat movie.
Yeah, that's
So you
the last
can't
thing.
so it's impossible.
Yeah, it's still grayed out.
It's impossible to see 30 movies in a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, regardless.
Right. Correct.
Yep. So you've already seen this movie. Yeah. So you can only see each movie once.
Oh, I thought they just did that out of convenience. I thought they were just saying, don't look here.
No.
You've already seen this movie.
No, you can't.
They were telling me I couldn't buy a ticket for
You
it.
can't buy another ticket.
No,
Yeah,
I've
because
pretty much seen.
I saw The Greatest Showman
Uh-huh.
like probably 5 times using MoviePass. I mean, that was a while back.
So the unlisted showtime is still there. So can you check into that and then see,
Oh, another loophole for MoviePass.
like, if I want to go see
They're going to
Avengers
close
again?
it after they hear this podcast, though.
Listen,
Clay,
MoviePass, if you're
Clay
listening,
has found another loophole.
if you're listening right now, I want you to know that
Clay exploiting the loops.
Mitch Lowe, if you're listening right now, I want you to know that this business model is doomed to fail.
Mitch!
But I just hope that it doesn't happen before I get tired of movies.
Did anybody pay a year? I just do monthly. I
No,
don't
I
want
only
to
pay
get
by the
duped.
month. You
No.
pay by year?
No, I'm not going to pay by the year.
I don't pay anything by a year.
I
if
didn't
can help
expect it. I didn't expect it to last more than a couple of months.
Yeah.
I pretty much anticipate that soon I will just have a red key to my office.
What?
The credit card.
Oh, I
The
see what you're
Movie
saying.
Pass card
'Cause
will
you always
just be
break
my
in.
office key. Yeah,
Yeah.
6 more months we got.
so
That's funny.
As long as we make it through
Yeah.
the summer.
But I will tell you this:
Mm-hmm.
I have noticed what I have noticed. Just my simple observation. Simple man, just going to the movies for mindless entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
I have noticed that since the advent of Movie Pass, the concession lines are much longer,
They are. No doubt.
Indeed.
Well, I'm in them.
and you never were before.
Correct.
I'm still not. I'm still cheap.
Now, on occasion, I'll stop on the way, and I may or may not have snacks hidden somewhere.
Oh my gosh! Why do you just every single week you want to talk about
Illegal stuff.
illegal things?
Right.
It's not that. I mean,
Actually, I don't think that's illegal.
I don't think it is either.
I put it on my son.
It's not a
So they
law.
won't search Aiden. They might search me.
They can search my bag.
I
but-
tell
Tell you,
Aiden, Aiden.
let me tell you about So we're going through the airport, and I tell my family, look at your bags. Make sure there are no drinks in your bags. Everybody's like, yeah, I checked. I looked at Lexi. I said, Lexi, make sure you have no drinks inside your bag. She said, Daddy, I don't. Guess what? We get through the line. They pull her out. She has an unopened 20-ounce Dr. Pepper in her bag. Now, first of all, she knew that's weight. She knew there was a drink in there. That wasn't. So they do the little swab, and they're going to pat down my kid. So when the TSA worker reached for her, I grabbed her and pushed her behind me. And he looked at me and he said, what's the problem? I said, you're not touching my kid. He said, well, I can search you instead. I said, that's fine. I said, this is not going to go easy for either one of us. So I kicked my shoes off of my feet. They probably went 30 feet.
Oh, gosh.
And I stood there and he said, raise your hands. And I went.
They can't see you.
I raised them 6 inches from my side.
In case you're wondering, he's holding his hand 6 inches from his side.
So I made him actually take my hand and place them where he wanted them. And then he said, okay, put your hands down. And I acted like I didn't hear him. And I just stood there with my hands out.
Oh, my gosh. You're that guy I hate to be in the line behind.
How dare him think I was going to let him fill my 11-year-old daughter up?
Yeah. No, I'm with you there. For sure.
Oh, no, I didn't hold anybody else up. Everybody else's kids took their drinks out of their bag.
So the people were going around you then. They pulled you out of the...
Right. How are you going to blow an airplane up with Dr. Pepper?
I don't know. So last time I was in the airport, they tagged my bag to go through the other...
But you look like a terrorist.
No. What?
I don't.
I mean, you did like a year ago.
Yeah, well, this wasn't a year ago. That was... No. We talking about I had long hair? That was a while ago.
Longer than a year.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I've been here a year, so yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, so this was going to Chicago. It was last Halloween.
You didn't look like a terrorist then. You look like Willie Nelson.
What?
Back then, you looked like Willie Nelson, not a terrorist.
Okay, you're not talking about Chicago.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, I'm talking about when I went to the airport last.
I'm confused.
Yeah, you're not listening. That's the problem. Anyway, they searched my bag. And then after he searched it, he said, I don't know why I searched this. And handed it to me. Literally, that's what he said. That's what TSA said. He said, I don't know why I'm searching this. Here you go. After he searched through it, of course. And so I had to wait like an extra 10 minutes. So it's not uncommon that stuff like that happens, I guess.
How about this biotech CEO?
You going to bring that up? Because I was going to, but then I decided I didn't really know what biotech was.
Me either. All I know is that he injected himself and he died.
At first, I thought that headline said Bitcoin CEO.
That would have been interesting.
That
What was
would've-
he injecting himself
That's the
with?
plot for the next Avengers movie. That's not real.
That's Avengers 4.
A
Spoilers.
sensory deprivation tank.
Uh-huh.
That doesn't sound like anything pleasant.
That's what I call my bedroom.
With an unproven...
Is that why nobody can come
Listen,
over?
listen. I just
Correct.
want to read the first. I just want to read the opening paragraph. A biotech CEO who once injected himself with an unproven herpes treatment
Oh, yeah.
was reportedly found dead Sunday in the sensory deprivation tank of a Washington D.C. spa.
So that's like a dark room, right?
That's like what the CIA uses.
Sensory that
That's
doesn't sound. Hold on,
That's where George Bush put
It's a
people
therapy thing. Oh, God.
back with the weapons of mass destruction.
Let me.
W back again.
I want to see what sensory.
I guess it is
How do
Wednesday.
you spell? There it is. I said sensory It said deprivation tank. Okay.
Sensory deprivation.
Oh no, I said let it see my location. Let it use my location.
That's okay. They were probably.
And it's stories about this.
So, sensory deprivation tank. I think the word tank is what makes it sound sinister.
Well, why do I want to be deprived of my senses?
All right. I don't know. I don't know. I just started typing this into Google.
Flotation, sensory deprivation, and isolation tanks in Georgia.
I never looked for this before, and I typed SE, and that was the first thing that came up. Was
They're
sensory.
watching you.
Yeah.
Soundproof
listening.
tank filled with salt water at skin temperature in which, it's just one of those infinity float things.
Oh, like a salt float.
It doesn't. What it means is there is no light and there is no sound. It doesn't suck the senses out of your body. I was thinking that it
No, I didn't think that.
deprived you of your senses. I thought that like you soaked in this thing and you got out, and somehow your
couldn't
senses
feel.
were diminished.
You can't feel, you can't smell. No, I was thinking some kind of like room where it's
Yeah.
dark and that
My
you
wife has
quiet.
done that.
the salt float. That's
Yeah,
how I
it
know
ma-
it. Salt
It
float.
helps her back
Yeah.
where she has those herniated discs. Yeah,
It looks fun.
I'd just go to sleep.
So what was the rest of the story? He injected himself with what?
They don't know why he's dead. They've launched an investigation.
But he injected himself with something.
A herpes virus.
Or a vaccine for
A
herpes.
vaccine for herpes.
A vaccine
I was about to say,
get
why
rid
would
of
you
herpes.
intentionally inject
Yeah.
yourself with?
Well, I guess if it's a vaccine, though, it would have some herpes
Yeah,
in
it would
it.
have some of the dead. It should be dead though. Or,
Dead
no, I
herpes?
mean live.
Well,
but not
obviously, if he injected himself with it, he had to have the herpes
Yeah.
to see if it worked.
Yeah.
So kind of a telltale thing there. We know
So wait, what
That
is
he had
but what
herpes.
is biotech?
biotech is the company that develops these
Yeah.
vaccines.
Okay.
Not just, I don't think they just work in the herpes industry.
Gotcha.
There's an herpes industry.
Probably there's an industry for everything else.
Columbus, Georgia. We saw it on Monday.
Randy can say that because he's from there. So if you're
Yes,
from
I'm from
Columbus,
there.
don't be
Kind of.
offended.
I don't really claim it, but
Here's a story.
Yeah, let's go.
Amazon, the company, is backing a horse at the Kentucky Derby. You know what the horse's name is?
Bezos.
Prime.
Audible. Those are both good guesses. Bezos or Prime would have been good, but Audible, like their book service.
Yeah, right,
They
yeah.
listen to books. Yeah,
I have 6 Audible credits right now on my Audible account.
Nice.
what does that mean? How much is one credit worth?
A book.
One book? I don't know. I just think it's fun. Amazon's got... It's kind of like Apple took their tax break and they're like buying their own stock. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
And Amazon's betting on horses. Like I just...
Are they betting on the horse or are they sponsoring the horse?
No, that's a good question. That's an important distinction.
Backing a horse, I don't think means betting on the horse. That means that they've invested in the horse.
With a name like Audible, the Florida Derby winning horse trained by Todd Pletcher might be your pick. Is the backing of Amazon-owned audiobook company the same name, Audible.com.
Yeah, they're not betting on it.
So they just invested into the horse.
Correct.
So like for training? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Audible.com made a $15,000 donation to the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance, a charity that works with organizations specializing in life after racing for thoroughbred horses.
Because,
Okay, so that's
because
what it is.
after the Derby, most of them need care for life after racing because that's like usually it.
Yeah, they usually die, don't they?
Yeah.
Well, no, they just become,
Depressed.
they just have other hopeful Derby winners. They just become breeding stock.
Oh, okay. So they do use them.
Yeah.
Don't they become depressed?
Yes.
Don't they
The
get like,
purpose is
sad?
gone.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
Put 'em in a
Horses is
sensory-
not my area of expertise. I can't even really. I ate horse one time.
Oh.
But I can't
purpose?
really transition that. No, I didn't know it was horse at the time.
I did that too in Scotland. There was like this scandal where the chicken, which was really expensive, we couldn't afford real chicken. Not fake. There's no fake chicken. I guess it was fake chicken. We
Well, there
couldn't
is.
afford
That's KFC.
fresh chicken, so we had to go buy the frozen chicken, and it turned out it was horse meat.
What? Okay.
You don't
Did-
remember this?
Horse
This was a
meat's
couple
red
years ago.
meat. Chicken
yeah.
is white meat.
Didn't you say horse meat was a lot like beef, though?
Yeah.
How did they get away with that? How'd you even... Why would you even use horse meat instead of chicken?
I don't
It's
know.
not even
dude.
convincing.
It was in the bag.
The audience says they're bleaching.
I'd like to take
That
this
sounds
opportunity.
ridiculous.
He's not listening,
Who?
but I would like to take this opportunity to give a shout out to my good buddy Opie.
Mm-hmm.
Today is his birthday,
Happy birthday, Opie.
and I would like to wish him a happy 45th birthday.
Yeah, well, happy birthday,
That's-
Ope.
Yeah, that's it.
So we're talking about the horses being depressed after they race. So to stay in the depression line, an 104-year-old Australian scientist is flying to Switzerland to die. I know that sounds very dark, because it is. But here's why. 104-year-old Australian scientist will fly to Europe on Wednesday to end his life, saying he greatly regrets living to an advanced age. So, euthanasia is illegal in
his
Australia
name-
still.
Is his name Thanos?
No.
He's not trying to balance everything out.
No. His name's David
So,
Goodall.
do you have any Kanye stories today?
Yeah, but I'm like right in the middle of a story.
Do we really want to touch that one?
Oh, I thought you were done with that. I'm sorry. I'm off my game today.
Yeah, you are. It's because you were late. It's okay.
You waited, so actually I wasn't late.
Well, you did try to jump into stories early.
That was my bad. I said I was off my game.
Yeah, so euthanasia is still illegal in Australia. So he can't, he's ready to be, he's over it. 104 years is enough. He's over it. And so he's flying to Switzerland to basically be assisted in death.
In Switzerland.
Because he can't do it in his home country, so he's going to go somewhere where it's legal. But I guess none of us are anywhere close to that age. But maybe at 104, he might be over it. Sometimes I think I'm kind of
I'm
over it.
guessing. I'm just taking a flyer here. I mean, I don't know. but I'm just guessing probably at the amount of caffeine I consume daily, I won't know what it feels like to be 104.
But you have experienced the lifespan of a 104-year-old just
Yes,
because your brain moves so
quickly.
fast, right?
Yeah. That's why I'm so far ahead of the cutting
It's like the
edge.
Flash. That's right.
Yeah.
How he metabolizes everything. So
This guy's like well accomplished though. He's like a botanist. He published like some encyclopedia stuff.
Encyclopedia, are those still around?
Not encyclopedia.
Okay.
A 30-volume series about ecosystems of the world. Yeah, but I mean, he's accomplished though, and like he's just done. Like he's getting sicker and sicker, and so he's.
Couldn't he just go in a sensory deprivation tank?
I don't know. I guess any assisted suicide in Australia would be.
Is assisted
But how is that
suicide
illegal?
different than regular suicide?
Yes.
Spiritually?
Spiritually?
Spiritually, no. Somebody's assisting him, though, so it's even worse. Well, and spiritually, yeah, because it's affecting the other person. Someone is helping someone else.
I mean, that is an ethical case. I mean, like, is euthanasia okay?
I mean, I guess what I'm saying is if you're done, why go to Switzerland?
What do you mean?
Step in front of a bus.
That's way more traumatic and
Yeah,
painful.
Painful,
And,
dude.
Oh, he's going so it doesn't hurt.
Right.
yeah, okay. You can't. Assisted suicide is illegal in Australia. That's why he has
my
to leave.
question, because I have no sense of that. Why you would choose to be assisted? That was my question.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it's like
that
a
was
medical,
my question.
especially
So
like
so it's
lethal
pain
injection.
free. I didn't think
Yeah.
about the whole pain thing. Okay,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was my question. Is why is But I mean, spiritually, there's no difference.
No, I would
No.
I'm not saying that. I'm just
Right.
saying. But how is it illegal? What are they going to do?
It's murder.
It's murder. I mean, remember Kevorkian?
Because what would happen if it was legal is, say, I wanted you out of the way. I'd take you to a clinic and say, give this guy the lethal injection. Here's $100,000. And you'd be like, no. And I'd just say, he wanted to
Yeah.
commit suicide.
I don't know if it's that.
So I paid for
know if
his
that's easy.
assisted suicide.
I mean, that's a slippery slope.
No, I mean he's checking himself in.
Right.
In
But that's
Switzerland.
a beginning when you start to break down those moral barriers. Have you seen The Man in the High Castle? It's the one on Amazon show where
Oh,
the
yeah, I know what
Nazis-
you're talking about.
the Nazis won the war.
Yep.
And Japan won the war, and they split the United States. Well, in the Nazi regime and the Reich, they put down, just like they did back then, they put down anybody within any infirmary. And that's how it starts, is when you self-select, and then that moral barrier, I think, kind of
Yeah, no, it's definitely.
begins
I
to
think,
erode, and life in general becomes...
so I
less meaningful.
guess in Australia, if a doctor helped you with that and did that to you, the doctor is held accountable.
Yes, like Kevorkian
doc-
back in the day.
So
Yeah.
he goes to prison.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, I think that this whole issue of suicide itself, I don't know that I fully grasp it, because I don't know how I could get to the place that I was completely rendered hopeless.
I mean, I think this guy.
I mean, the lower things get,
The more caffeine you drink.
I mean, I even say this to myself. I mean, now, the worse the day is, the more I say to myself, wow, tomorrow's got to be better than this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of times suicide, it's not like this guy that's planned it. It's that moment of
Today
deep,
is-
dark
Today
hopelessness.
is so bad.
Yeah, and I think it maybe even be just a moment.
Yeah.
Because how many times do we read, oh, this person was out there playing with their kids, they were having a great time, they went in the house, boom.
Yeah.
And it's just that moment of deep, dark, just hopelessness. Oh my gosh, can't go on.
Yeah.
And I can't fathom what that feels like.
I can't either. I can't fathom being 104 with deteriorating health either.
No, me either.
That just sounds. That's what he was saying, is that every day he seems to get worse health wise because he's so old. So, but yeah. I don't know. Randy, bring us out of the darkness. You got something?
All right, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
This will bring you out. Peppa Pig was just
Okay.
banned in China.
Why?
Peppa Pig was banned in China, and that's following banning Winnie the Pooh. I mean, how can you ban Winnie the Pooh?
I don't know.
I mean, his
But why
voice
did they
is
give a
like-
reason? What's the
I
reason?
can see banning Eeyore. That dude was like,
Tigger.
hello. Oh, bother. So they banned him. It's interesting the reason they give here. They said that they banned them because the people that were watching him were had countercultural values. So basically, they're saying these people are usually poorly educated with no stable job.
Wow.
They're unruly slackers around the world, and the antithesis of the young generation the party tries to cultivate. So basically, I think they're trying to keep people from living in their parents' basement. They think they're watching Peppa the Pig.
Well, listen. Yeah.
The Chinese are crazy.
Oh, okay. Well,
it's
let me give you kind of another
Yeah.
example of this, and you tell me if you think this
The
is
government.
crazy.
The Chinese government.
Okay. So
Sorry.
in Roatan, we were in Roatan.
Yeah.
And guy that I got to know real well, count him as a friend. His family owns a lot of stuff on the island.
Mm-hmm.
They own the cable company. He also pastors a church. So he started riding down the road and he started noticing all these young people that have no money, poverty.
Mm-hmm.
They're wearing these big gold chains and, all this stuff. And then he starts listening to them, and they're using all of this American hip hop lingo. And he's like, what in the world is happening to our little secluded 40-mile long, 3-mile wide island?
Mm-hmm.
So he goes back and he starts watching cable television. And he finds a particular cable. I'm not going to say it because it could go viral and then I could be categorized or something. I don't know. But he finds this particular channel, so he just goes down to the cable company and turns it off. Nobody can get it anymore. Because he said, I was giving this influence to them. Mm-hmm. It's contrary to what I believe. This is my business. It's my personal business.
Yeah.
So he just cut the channel off. They can't get it anymore, so they don't want to be rap thugs anymore because he turned the channel off and they don't have access to it.
Was he related to Adolf?
No
Or
relation.
Trump? Was he related to Trump? That's what Trump's trying to do.
No, but I will tell you, you need to take that back because today, or maybe yesterday, he has been officially nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize for his tireless work.
Did that tireless work include tweeting?
Yes.
Insults?
For his tireless work in dismantling the rogue regime's plans to annihilate the world with nuclear war.
To by the North Koreans.
North Koreans, yeah. Did you see where Kim Jong-un shoved a reporter who was in his wife's way?
No.
Whatever summit or conference they're attending, a reporter was in his wife's way, so he just shoved the reporter down.
Must have been a small reporter.
That's what I was thinking. Not a very manly reporter. Was it at an elementary school?
It might have been. So no Peppa Pig for China.
I need to go to Snopes to check this Nobel Peace Prize nomination is true.
It's right there.
But that's Fox News.
Oh gosh, here we go. Now we're in the thick of
Here
it.
we go. I'm on Snopes.com. I'll be back in just a second.
That's Fox News.
What else you got, Clay?
Here's one from the New York Times.
There we go. Let's balance this out with
Yeah,
some
yeah.
real news.
Let's go up to the Northeast here. Actually, this story is not from New York. It's from San Jose. But check this. Mark Zuckerberg may have laughed off questions that Facebook is too powerful when he appeared in front of Congress last month. But for the companies in the online dating business, there was nothing amusing about the news that the social network was about to bring its heft into their arena. Yes, you're hearing that correctly. Facebook is starting a dating service.
Only like 12 years too
I
late.
thought they already were.
No.
No, this is going to be interesting because you can add to your existing profile, but keep it private from your friends. Mm-hmm. Which there's all kinds of red flags going off right now with that. But
Yeah. The reaction to Facebook's dating app was immediate. Shares of the Match Group, a company that runs Tinder and other popular dating apps such as OkCupid, plummeted more than 22% just on the announcement.
Facebook is going to dominate this market.
Oh, yeah. Well, why wouldn't it? It makes the most sense. Isn't that what Zuckerberg was trying to do on campus anyway, back in the day?
That's why he added the relationship status component.
Yeah.
Right.
So you didn't have to ask the question.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, sure. Now it's the fulfillment. We thought he was a genius, but really all along he was trying to create this and messed up and created Facebook, and now he's finally gotten to his vision.
Joey Levin, chief executive of IAC, took a dig at Facebook, referring how the Russian agents had used the social network to influence voters in the 2016 presidential election. He said in response to the dating app, "Come on in, the water's warm. The product could be great for U.S.-Russia relationships." So, I don't know if that's... To be in so much hot water, I mean, is launching a dating service like the best course of action? I guess you got to bounce back somehow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Okay,
they're going
to me, this is more the space social media should live in.
Dating?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah, not the government world.
yeah.
Not that world. Yeah, stay over there. Stay over there in the trivial side. I don't mean dating is trivial. That's not what I meant. That's not what
Relationships are trivial.
That's not what I meant. I meant
heard it
let's-
here first.
I meant no. Let's stay over there in the personal world. Is what is the word that I meant to
Personal.
use. The personal world.
Interpersonal,
Yeah, interpersonal communication,
not government organizational.
food sovereignty.
Wait a minute. That's not even a good...
Gut health.
You didn't even tie that in well. You
I
just,
just
said...
say I just say the word.
Yeah, you just said food sovereignty.
because it agitates you.
No, I mean,
But what if Facebook is part of the plan?
well, T-Mobile just bought Sprint. Did you see that?
Yes, I
So
did.
now there's just AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. And Facebook's kind of doing... They got their own thing going on.
So is that dude gonna like redo the commercial?
I guess he'll start wearing a pink
He-
polo.
Yeah, he's gonna start wearing the pink polo. He's gonna lose credibility pretty soon. I mean, that's like 3 phone services and.
I guess, whoever pays the most.
All right, here we go. Here's another one.
What you got?
All right, and I'm gonna read this headline straight from CNN because of the grammar.
Don't say CNN around Chief.
I'm sorry.
He automatically stops listening if you say the article came from CNN.
Okay, this
What?
is widely
I'm sorry,
reported
something shut
on
down.
lots of other places. But the way they wrote this, they need to get an editor here, and I'll help you out here.
So CNN is okay. Yeah.
Yeah, look at this.
Oh, he'll
You
like
see-
this because you're
you'll
digging
like this,
on
yeah.
CNN.
So I'm hating on CNN at the same time. Here's the headline: The Boy Scouts. I don't even know if I can say this because there's some kind of grammar police built into me now. That's my wife. All right, the Boy Scouts is dropping the word "boy" from its main program as girls prepare to join.
The Boy Scouts is dropping the word "boy." That's how you got to read it.
Yeah, but it's is. I can't say is. Are.
They're mad. You're trying to read it like it does. It makes more sense when you say the Boy Scouts is dropping the word "boy."
Just sounds like
But it's grammatically incorrect.
Oh no, no doubt. Yeah.
Yeah.
they
Shane.
are. They
Shane.
are
Shane.
audience.
Shane.
Studio audience.
Have you been moonlighting with CNN?
That was too easy. That's why I didn't say it, because it was just too easy. So
But-
now, yeah.
Okay, so the
Oh,
grammar
my arms are getting tingly.
the grammar is ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't understand
But
that.
what's more ridiculous though?
Right.
I mean, this story.
I tell you what's more ridiculous is that the Boy Scouts can't just have boys in it.
Right.
Now it's Scouts BSA, but doesn't BSA mean Boy Scouts of America?
Yes.
Right.
So it's like Scouts doing business as Boy Scouts of America. I mean, it's Boy Scouts of America doing business as Scouts.
So
I mean, why can't we have... I don't understand why it's such a big deal. And I know this is the liberal conservative in me. I don't understand why we can't just have a Boy Scouts and a Girl Scouts. And let the boys go to the Boy Scouts and the girls go to the Girl Scouts.
I don't Well, it's been that way for 108 years.
Right. Why? I mean,
3,000 girls have already joined the early adopter program.
So, okay, so the parent organization is Boy Scouts of America.
Right.
Okay? And then Cub Scouts is a different thing for a younger.
They're still going to call it Cub Scouts.
Still,
Because that doesn't matter.
So it's just the
Because the
older
Cubs-
Boy Scouts.
because Cubs are multi-gendered already. It's not like he
Multi-gendered.
Cub.
Well, why
It's
Scouts
not like he
BSA?
Cub.
I don't understand. Why can't it just be Scouts?
Because they kind of want to appease people so they don't get sued, but they don't want to completely stray from their identity. So they're only compromising.
Yeah, but why not go ahead and compromise? I mean, you've already compromised on your main mission statement. Building better boys or whatever it was. You know. They've already compromised on that, so why worry about the name? Just
Because
go all the way.
there is still the old guard that's sitting in these seats. And we know that for most people, the language is more important than the actions. We'll hold on to that. We can compromise what we do as long as we don't compromise on who we say we are. Not who we really are, but who we say we are. So as long as we are the Boy Scouts, we can let girls in. And I'm not saying that girls are a bad thing. But I'm saying that we have to look at society at some point, and we have to see that America is being feminized.
See, did you see the Girl Scouts are actually mad about this?
Yeah, because they're losing money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their
They're
best
already
cookie sellers.
are going to go to the Scouts BSA.
Hold on, let me just get to their best cookie sellers. Their moms are the ones that are pushing their daughters to go join the Boy Scouts. Because the best cookie sellers' moms are the ones that want to push this change, probably. So, yeah, they're losing their best cookie sellers to the Boy Scouts.
As long as they take the cookies with them, it's all good.
Yeah, listen.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah, just take the cookies.
The cookies are fine.
Why couldn't the Boy Scouts have just started selling cookies? I mean, they lost 500,000 members in a couple of years. That's what drove this change. And what you're saying, obviously.
Obviously.
Wow.
Yeah, well, there you go.
That's why he's here, right?
Yes.
That's why we waited on him. We needed
Well,
that.
no, okay. The loss of 500,000 members is more a product of the feminization of America than losing 500,000 members has suddenly. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yep. So do you think this is why Trump has overreacted so far with all the machismo? Is he trying to combat the feminization of America?
Okay. No, when I say that, I don't mean I believe that there are women who are just as intelligent as men.
Oh, sure. I know plenty of women that are...
I believe women. I know women who can. I'm not talking about women having equal rights. That's not what I'm talking about.
Right. No, I understand.
Yeah. But
Yeah, no, I get that.
But society, successful society, has always had a masculine virtue. One of the characteristics of an empire on the decline is loss of gender or feminization. When it reaches that point, it starts the curve down. We've already started the curve down. This is just another characteristic.
We did, January 2017.
It was before that.
November 2016.
It was before that. But nonetheless, I'm just saying that.
The Bush years.
Listen,
Bush years. George W.
but you look in every area. You look in every area, and you see the same things happening.
Yeah.
And I'm not just talking about females.
Yeah, no, I
moving
know.
over into males. I'm talking
Right.
about. You see it in the church.
Yeah, for sure in the church. Worship leaders. Like,
That was actually funny.
I will go on record. Our worship pastor at our church is not feminine.
He
Thank
just
you.
looks feminine.
I appreciate
But he's
it.
Not
not
anymore.
feminine. No,
His-
he's got a beard.
How do I even look?
Well,
How do I
I'm
ever
kidding,
look
I'm
feminine?
kidding.
If he looks
I'm
feminine,
kidding.
it's like lunch lady feminine.
You said even when I had the long hair, you said I look like a terrorist.
Listen.
we are
Listen to
so politically incorrect.
me. the
Surprised I'm not getting text.
I'm talking about the fact that that there are no hard uncrossable lines anymore. That someone who is male can identify as a female. There's not even that line anymore. There's not even the biological line anymore. Mm-hmm. And it's just this big blur. Society is becoming just a big blur. We're no longer a melting pot. We melted the pot.
Well, between the genders for sure, but racially, I think that.
No, there's still a divide there.
Yeah, there's a huge divide there. I mean, especially with the rhetoric that's come out in the last couple. I mean, there's a
Sure. Yeah. No. But those are okay. But those are biological lines that are not being crossed.
right,
Yeah.
because those can't.
And
be,
I think I've talked about this interview before, where this guy's standing on the campus, University of Washington, very liberal university, and he's interviewing these college kids, and he asks them, he says, "What if I told you, that I was a girl?" They said, "Yeah, no problem. You could be a girl." He said, "Okay, what if I told you, I was a 6-year-old girl?" And they said, "Well, I mean, if you want to be 6 years old, there's no problem with that. You can be a 6-year-old girl." He said, "What if I wanted to go to the 2nd grade?" "Well, if you need to go back to the 2nd grade, that's fine. You can go back to the 2nd grade." He said, "What if I told you that I was a 6-year-old Asian woman that's 6 feet tall?" They said, "You can't be an Asian woman that's 6 feet tall because you're not 6 feet tall. And you're not Asian. You're white." So there are certain things that people will not allow you to declassify from.
So do they have to be like quantifiable things then?
Well, they're like, "No, you're 5'10". You're not 6 feet tall."
Right.
He's like, "But I'm not a girl either. And I'm not 6 years old." Yeah, but what is slowly happening is these lines, more and more of these lines are beginning to be dissolved and eroded.
Yeah, truth doesn't matter. We're allowed to socially construct everything, including our identity, to a point. I think that will continue. I mean, you look at it, it's. I mean, truth just doesn't matter. I mean, for example.
Okay.
Yeah. For
Segue.
example, here we go. 4 reasons Donald Trump faking a doctor's note actually matters. I don't know if you heard about this, but before President Trump was elected, let's see if we can get the mouse here. Before President Trump was elected, he had his personal physician, Harold Bornstein, who comes across as a comic character if you want to Google his picture. But
Is that him up there?
Yeah, that's him up there. So he wrote this. He supposedly wrote a bill of health for Trump, and it said this: "His physical strength and stamina are extraordinary.
What?
If elected, Mr. Trump, I can state unequivocally, will be the healthiest individual ever elected to the presidency." Here's the thing, though. Did anybody believe Trump really didn't write that himself? That's such a Trumpian statement. That's his rhetoric, right?
Why did he even want that? Why did he want to write that?
Because he wanted. I mean, Trump has to be the best at everything. He's so inadequate. He's 70. He's the oldest person ever elected for their first term.
Jeez.
And what's very ironic is that was one of the points that he attacked Hillary Clinton on, was the fact that she wasn't healthy enough to be president. I think he probably could have. Yeah. And he will do. Here's the thing: truth for Trump doesn't matter because he'll do anything to win. Right?
Sure.
I mean, I think we've proven that. And back to the Nobel Peace Prize when we're hating on Trump. He's one of 200 people. That's a pretty large group. So he's not in like the narrow group.
I did not say he was going to win the Nobel Peace Prize.
Of course he's not going to win.
Simply reported.
Well, get this.
Because that's what I do. I report the already reported news.
Speaking of presidents that may or may not be adequate, let's talk about Kanye West. Really quick. You asked me earlier, Chief, if I had any Kanye West stories. I have this one. Now, he's been in the news a lot lately.
Yeah.
He's been tweeting a lot of crazy stuff. He said that slavery was a choice yesterday. That came out on TMZ, which is pretty ridiculous. And, for all things considered, Kanye West is defined as ridiculous. But I don't know if you know this, but he had a song come out the other day with T.I. You know T.I.
Yeah, I know T.I.
You know some T.I. songs.
Maybe.
Yeah, you do. But anyway.
Is he the one that did the Black Panther soundtrack?
No, that's Kendrick Lamar.
That's Kendrick Lamar. Okay.
T.I. The last T.I. song you probably know is like that Whatever You Like. Remember that?
Sing it for me.
You can have whatever you like. Okay, Dead and Gone. The one with Justin Timberlake.
Sing that one for me.
Oh, I've been traveling on this road too long.
I know that.
I'm
Yeah.
falling back home.
Yeah.
Oh, me dead and gone. Yeah, you know that one. Okay, anyway, so T.I. and Kanye came out with a song a few days ago called Ye versus the People. Okay, and so they were rapping back and forth at each other, and T.I. was basically calling out Kanye for being bad for the culture and saying crazy stuff and how he should be against Trump and how it's ridiculous. People are actually hurt by the things he's saying.
So you're saying this is another...
So they went back and forth, okay, and then they interviewed T.I. At Complex, and so they were interviewing him, and T.I. said that Kanye's love for Donald Trump is more about the Trump brand than it is actually his policies or his thoughts.
What policies?
So,
Yeah, no, I believe that.
yeah, like Kanye just appreciates the force, quote unquote, that Trump is.
Dragon Force? Dragon Power?
Dragon Force.
Dragon energy.
Energy.
If you're going to say it, get it right.
Dragon.
Read what the other people said and read Kanye's explication of what he said.
Well, hold on. So here,
Yeah.
this particular story, though, is so T.I. said he doesn't think of Trump as a person. He's thinking of the thing, whatever force that is. He doesn't agree with everything Trump says, but when asked what aspects he does agree with, he revealed that he has no real knowledge of Trump's policies at all. He loves the thought of Trump. He defied all the odds, and in his mind, that's how it is.
Correct. And
He
that's what Kanye is.
He doesn't know the things that we know. T.I.'s talking about Kanye. He doesn't know the things that we know because he's removed himself from society to the point that it doesn't reach him. He just started watching CNN. And I asked him, how do you feel about the travel ban? And Kanye replied, what's the travel ban? So now we're seeing really how detached Mr. West is.
You have to be really detached to not know what the travel ban is.
Well, I mean, he's been in Wyoming on top of a mountain after he got out of the hospital. But yeah, he didn't even know what the travel ban was. So there's a lot of backlash because he's Trump supporter, but is he? He obviously doesn't even know what's going on. It's just the brand. Just like the Yeezy brand, the Trump brand is appealing.
Okay, but I'm going to make the argument that it is very possible that T.I. only asks questions about the very few things he knows about.
No, that's fair. T.I.'s been very vocal about the social justice and stuff. I mean, he's had a couple albums actually now that have dealt with that.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, we all pick and choose what we like to listen to, like to know about.
Sure. So Kanye making this declaration that he's a Trump supporter and prefacing it by saying, I don't agree with everything anybody believes. That's what he said.
He said he only agrees fully with himself.
Yes.
Me too.
There is wisdom in that. There is wisdom in this insanity.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are a lot of people, Randy, I just let me finish saying it before you shout me down. There are people who identify with a certain political party. And whatever that political party says is policy, they just go along with it because that is the party line. That is idiotic.
I want a dragon party.
Nice.
That's just craziness. There are things that I agree with Donald Trump on. I said this last week. There are things that I don't. Immigration is my big one. Mm-hmm. That's my big one.
Yeah.
Shrinking government, it's a good thing. Deregulation, good thing. There are things, and listen, the compadre who has joined us the last 2 weeks here, he says there are no policies, but there are policies. There are things that Trump has done. He has done, I mean, he's, but I will say that Randy probably doesn't see deregulation as an actual policy.
No, I mean, when you deregulate the environmental regulations that have helped, continue the world.
Right, but
I mean, Trump's a dispensationalist in that way, right?
But nonetheless, those are
He just thinks the Earth's going to burn.
Those are his policies. So he is.
But are they policy? His policy is undoing the policy of a great man. Okay, I can't keep a straight face. His policy is undoing the policy of the last president.
I believe the reason people are so one of the reasons that people don't agree with Trump is because he does focus so much on us, on America. And as the American people, we're not used to that.
Yeah. Right.
We have been the world's police. We've been the world's welfare. We have been the world's medical care. We've been the world's everything. Mm-hmm. But he looks at the state in which we're in, and we are in a very delicate state. Our country is in a very delicate state. And he says, hey, if we don't at least look at us for a little while, there's not going to be any us to help the rest of the world. So, I mean, I understand it from that perspective. He does crazy things. And listen, most people would not think he was as bad of a president if he didn't have Twitter.
That's a fair statement. I mean,
if he didn't have Twitter, he would probably look like most of the other presidents we've had. He can't stay off the Twitter.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure we've had some of them that can't stay off the whatever, but he can't stay off the Twitter, But anyway, nonetheless. Okay, so, Kanye, but he makes a statement. Mm-hmm. And if I was more popular, if I was a more popular figure in the entertainment world, what I'm about to say, they would splice it apart to make me say something that I just feel like I need to say.
Okay.
He says that slavery is a choice. That's what he said. Slavery.
The rest of it, yeah.
Slavery was a choice. He's talking about. I know what he's talking about. He's talking about African American slavery.
Years. Yeah, the 400 years.
400 years of African American slavery. Mm-hmm. Okay. But spiritual slavery is a choice. So in that sense, he's right. Spiritual slavery is a choice.
He wasn't talking about spiritual slavery.
Let me finish. Spiritual slavery is a choice.
Okay.
It is possible that Kanye... Hold on, I'm having a hard time not laughing.
It's just because you keep... I don't understand.
I know he keeps looking at me. It's like...
Why are you laughing?
I was going to say Kanye was a prophet, but he was prophesying about something much bigger than he knows. Because God often uses strange things.
Yeah.
Listen, slavery, terrible atrocity.
Yes.
Terrible atrocity. When you go back to the places where slavery, where people were taken from, those places are terrible conditions. Slavery was no better than those conditions. The way I choose to look at those 400 years of slavery in our country is this. Oh my goodness, what price those ancestors paid for the level. Not, I don't believe all things are equal. I don't believe that. But the price that those ancestors paid for the freedom that their now descendants have. And we should lift those people up and talk about, oh my goodness, what a price they paid to purchase the freedom of the people that are here now. And we should hold that in high regard and in high respect.
Yeah.
And by doing so, help to close those race lines. Mm-hmm. But what we can't do is spend so much energy looking at that we disenfranchise another entire people group, like we did that people group, and that's what we're doing right now. We need Donald Trump, instead of leading us down the road of immigration that he is, we need him to be the reconciling force in this issue of immigration. Okay? And I think that Kanye could be a great tool for Donald Trump to use, because Kanye transcends all race lines. Listen, I don't love Kanye, but I mean, there is a group of people, a generation, that Kanye is considered the greatest musical genius that ever lived.
Well, yeah, even T.I. said he was our generation's Michael Jackson.
And I'm going to say something. If Donald Trump does not bring Kanye West into the White House and find a way to use the influence that he has over Kanye West to better the world, he is a failure as president.
The good news is there will be an open position in the White House soon.
Now, he doesn't need to be a cabinet member.
Yeah, but there will be plenty of those open soon.
Yeah. But
give it a couple weeks.
But he doesn't need to. But he does need to use him as a reconciler. Somebody needs to point this Kanye energy in the right direction.
Yeah, I mean, because right now what he's saying, his own people are frustrated with him, even though he explains the comment further, talking about the mental construct that held people in slavery and bondage, even though they had the numbers.
Yeah, but I'm going to disagree. I'm going to disagree with Kanye from this standpoint, is that victim mentality. Every race has groups of people that suffer from victim mentality, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we see it, people we deal with on a daily basis.
Sure.
They feel like victims.
Sure, and I think you can even tie in what you said about the spiritual choice.
Yes.
In a sense, there was a spiritual, and I'm not saying that it was the white man's fault for inculcating that and bringing that into, I mean, and they brought religion into it. I mean, if you look back at the history of Protestant and Roman Catholic guys that brought them over here, they tied religion into slavery, and you can see that all the way up through Robert E. Lee, and then after that, I mean, you still see it in the KKK today, and that creates a stronghold because religion is in our depths.
Well, yes, but it wasn't also just the white man that perpetrated these acts. There were indigenous people that were selling their own people.
Sure.
And creating those pathways.
Sure, but I want to say,
the African American people are a people that historically have been a people that have been highly taken advantage of.
Right.
I mean, we see it in the modern day. I'm just going to say it. We see it in the modern day. Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton do more damage for the African American community than they do good. They take advantage more of that community to fund their own lives than they do good in those communities. If they lived back in the day, they would be the ones selling people into slavery. I don't care who they marched with. They are bad people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
I didn't mean to bring us down like this.
That's okay. We're gonna take us out. Let's take us out on a high note. Also from the New York Times. This is my last story. We'll be done.
Oh, yeah, never mind. We didn't start on time.
Yeah.
Okay.
New York Times. This headline says, all we want to do is eat junk and watch each other play Fortnite. Check this out. Across North America this year's...
half of that.
Check it out. Across North America this year, companies are turning malls, movie theaters, storefronts, and parking garages into neighborhood esports arenas. At the same time, content farms are spinning up in Los Angeles, where managers now see gamers as some peculiar new form of famous person to cultivate. Half athlete, half influencer. And much of it is powered by the obsession with one game, Fortnite. Over the last month, here's the numbers. Why are you cringing like that?
E and sport, oxymoron. Go ahead.
Hold on. Yeah, but listen. Over the last month, people have spent more than 128 million hours on Twitch just watching Fortnite.
Watching, not playing.
Watching other people play Fortnite on Twitch. 128 million hours in the last month.
So what our society has been able to do is take a sedentary activity and make it even more sedentary.
Correct. How obsessed are people? After each of their wins this season, the Houston Astros, among other sports teams, are doing a very specific dance. Their arms in the air, fingers spread, legs bent, toes tapping rapidly. It's a Fortnite dance. Fortnite content received 2.4 billion views on YouTube in February alone.
Yeah, okay.
So yes, people love playing video games, but people also love to watch other people compete. Esports are finally just like any other sport. Now, Fortnite's not the only one. There's another game called Overwatch, and they have teams, like global teams. You can buy jerseys now of these teams in this league.
People's
names on them, logo.
Okay, I agree.
Cities.
I agree that these are leagues and they're competitive. If you want to call them a sport, call them a sport.
Dude, that's like calling...
But do not classify every person that plays these games as an athlete.
Hold on. Coming from barbecue?
No, they weren't saying they were athletes.
He called them athletes.
No, half athlete, half influencer.
Well,
He called them an athlete that has influence.
Yeah, but I mean,
Which half? Thumbs? That's not half.
I guess what they're saying is it was in the context of
Has anybody
content
started
farms.
using the phrase, boy, he's got elite thumbs?
I don't think so. Probably though.
You know, in the football world for a long time it was elite ankles.
Probably.
Well, he's got elite ankles. He's got elite hips. Before long, it's like, oh man, he's got elite thumbs. We're gonna listen. We're gonna be somewhere, and somebody's gonna hitch a ride.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, let's draft that guy. Did you see that elite thumb flick he had?
Yeah, you seem very opposed to this for no reason.
I have no dog in this fight. I don't own those games. I will not.
But
if I played them, I would not still would not consider myself an athlete.
I don't think that's what that means. I think they were saying it was in the context of there were firms now signing people like they sign athletes.
He should have done a better job explaining that.
Well, I mean, in organizational context, it's the same. Now, obviously, they're not an athlete.
No, it's not,
by
because
definition.
there are other sports that I don't classify the people that play those sports athletes.
NASCAR.
But well, I would.
That's like a fence sitting thing for me.
Yeah, that's like people who do competition barbecue call it a sport. There's nothing athletic about a dude that's 6'2", 420 pounds.
Right.
Nothing. I mean, what is athletic about pulling some ribs out of the cooker?
Curling.
Curling.
Poker.
Most of the dudes don't run. We had an
All right.
audience question.
I'm not saying that we
Hold
should
on.
call gamers athletes. That's not what I'm saying.
We're getting hung up on the wrong thing. How many hours did you say?
128 million hours in the last month.
I can't deal with those numbers because I can't deal with the spiritual implication.
Have you seen?
But how many hours do we spend watching football?
Not that much. Have you seen Ready Player One?
In my whole life, I hadn't watched 1 million hours of football.
No. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, this wasn't one person.
I know it's cumulative.
Yeah. Think about how many hours collectively as a nation we spend watching football during the season.
I understand. that.
Same implications.
No, those are athletes.
It's the same spiritual implications.
Oh, spiritual. I
Yeah.
just blocked that out. Yeah, I blocked that out.
I didn't call gamers athletes. I don't know why you're hung up on that.
Clay is arguing for his
I
own
don't even care.
athletic prowess.
If I was a professional gamer, I would not consider
Wait,
myself.
show us your thumbs, Clay.
Do you play these games.
Yeah, of course. But I'm not good enough to be in the leagues. I mean, you have to play all the time.
So that's what it takes. It takes playing all the time.
Just, yeah.
So we're going to see a new generation of athletes that
You're calling them athletes.
That live in their parents' basement,
that live in their parents' basements.
eat Twinkies all day.
And they don't get a job.
No, well, hold on. Because if you're a member of the Overwatch League on a team, the minimum salary is $50,000.
And they all have a house together usually.
So they're communists.
That's
too?
$50,000 before benefits. Yeah.
Yeah, but the training part is not.
What do you mean?
How do you know they don't do thumb exercises? What do you think? I mean, can't you just see them?
Yeah, I mean,
They do
I
thumb
don't.
wars to get warmed up.
I don't know how you
So-
make time for it. I guess you
Yeah,
just.
that's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking.
Just
Is
like-
how do you make time?
Yeah,
for
like
it?
I guess we join Little League and play baseball when we're kids, and then some people are good enough to pour their time into it when they're not doing anything else.
Well, we see college scholarships one day. go to these
Probably.
people.
There already are.
This
Probably.
is why volunteerism in the church amongst the millennials is down. You heard it right here first.
There are Fortnite college scholarships.
Not Fortnite, but esport, other esports.
Scholarship.
Yeah.
Call of Duty, Minecraft, yeah.
Let me tell you something. Have y'all ever been to Duke? Have you ever been to
the
Duke-
college?
to
No.
Duke
Yeah.
University?
Yeah.
They're going to dominate this junk. They got this room they call the Cube,
And that's what they do.
and you walk into it, and it projects like they project a heart, and it's all around you, under you, and you walk around and look, and you're inside a heart, and you can see all the valves. Could you imagine, like, you're standing there and you're playing one of these games, and you're actually
That'd be sick. Be just like Ready Player One.
Why did you go to this?
I was just saying Duke's going to dominate.
Yeah, but I went to a basketball game when I went to Duke.
Oh, because we were on a college tour because my daughter was smart enough to get in.
Was she going to join that league?
No, but one of the reasons she thought, wow, this is going to stay on my list is because of that room.
I mean, that thing is cool.
She
That's
never,
awesome.
she doesn't have anything to do with it,
Right.
but it's just the school has that.
I'm just
How
saying,
cool.
it's no different than watching NBA.
What a basketball game last night.
I didn't watch it, but I'm saying it's no different.
What a basketball game.
Actually, no, I played Fortnite last night. I didn't watch any. But I do watch. I'm part of that 128 million hours.
Basketball season still going on?
Yeah, no. I'll watch it later when it gets
Can
interesting.
you buy advertising?
Can you buy advertising? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah. No, it's like a full on.
Cutting edge.
Are you going to advertise? Is that what you're asking for? Your farm?
They got to eat.
Yep. They got to eat something. Look, it's been a good day on Third Thoughts. We appreciate you if you've been listening live. If you've been in the comments, we appreciate that as well. If you are listening later,
They're not athletes.
make sure to watch some Fortnite, watch some athletes play Fortnite, and make sure you give us a share and a review because we appreciate that. Hit us on the socials at Third Podcast. This has been another Wednesday 2:00 edition. Please let us know if you listen to the show regularly, if you like the Tuesday at 4 or Wednesday at 2 better, because we are testing the market for a better time to go live. But as always, it's been a good time. I am Clay, your host. I've been with the Chief. I've been with Randy. This has been Third Thoughts. We'll catch you next week.